You're watching this, and I know exactly what you're thinking. That you'll start tomorrow. That next Monday will be different. That when January arrives, when you finish that project, when the stars align, then yes, you'll do it. A lie. You know it, right? It's the same lie you've been telling yourself for the last 365 days. And meanwhile, life keeps passing. The months evaporate, and you remain in exactly the same place, with the same excuses just a little more worn out. Because let's admit it, excuses age too, but you recycle them as if they were new. Do you know what's the most brutal part of all this? That a year from now you'll be exactly where you are now, or worse, and you'll still swear that this time you really mean it. The problem isn't that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you know perfectly well what to do, and you still choose not to do it. And that choice, that small daily surrender, is what's killing you in slow motion. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many self-help books have you read? How many motivational podcasts have you listened to while pretending you were going to apply something? How many inspirational quotes have you saved on your phone to never look at them again? Hundreds, maybe thousands. And here you are, without having changed absolutely anything. Do you know why? Because consuming content has become your perfect excuse not to act. You feel productive when you listen to someone talk to you about discipline. You feel enlightened when you read about personal transformation. But when you close the book or turn off the podcast, you go back to the same mediocre routine. You've mistaken learning for doing, and that confusion is costing you the life you could have. Information without action is just entertainment disguised as personal growth. You're a professional spectator of your own existence. Here comes the part that hurts. Within a year, literally everything can change. Your health, your bank account, your relationships, your career, everything. But it can also stay exactly the same. And what determines which side you fall on isn't luck. It isn't destiny. It isn't circumstances. It's you. It's always been you. Every day that passes without you doing something different is a day in which you vote in favor of mediocrity. It's as if you were in a permanent election, and every morning you choose to stay where you are. And do you know what's worse? You've become so good at justifying inaction that you no longer even see it as a choice. You call it not the right moment. You call it waiting for the right opportunity. You call it being realistic. But the truth is simpler and harsher. You call it cowardice. The human being has an extraordinary capacity to deceive himself. We tell ourselves that we're waiting for the perfect moment when in reality, we're waiting for fear to disappear. Newsflash: fear never disappears. Socrates knew it 2,400 years ago when he said that knowledge without action is useless. But we keep believing that knowing is enough. We know we should exercise, eat better, work on our projects, have difficult conversations. We know everything, and we do nothing. Because knowing doesn't hurt, doing does. Changing implies discomfort, implies giving up the comfortable version of yourself, implies admitting that you've been wrong for years, and your ego prefers the familiarity of mediocrity over the discomfort of growth. Now comes the question that will make you uncomfortable. What have you built with all that knowledge you've accumulated? Where are the results of all those hours consuming inspiring content? Because if you're honest, very honest, you'll admit that you've spent more time watching videos about success than working on your own success. You've invested more energy fantasizing about the life you want than building it. And meanwhile, there's someone out there with fewer resources than you, with less talent than you, with fewer advantages than you, who is getting results. Do you know why? Because while you were waiting to feel ready, That person started without being ready. While you were looking for the perfect motivation, that person acted without feeling it. The difference between those who achieve something and those who only talk about achieving it is brutally simple. Action versus intention. And here is the concept that will change everything if you truly understand it. 1%. That's all. A miserable 1% better each day. I'm not asking you to become someone else overnight. I'm not telling you to revolutionize your life in 24 hours. I'm telling you to be 1% better today than yesterday. Sounds ridiculous, right? Almost insulting in its simplicity. But let me show you something that will blow your mind. If you improve 1% every day for a year, you won't end up being 365% better. You'll end up being 37 times better than when you started. 37 times. Do you understand what that means? It means that the person you are now and the person you could be a year from now are practically unrecognizable from each other. But here's the trap. The part no one tells you. That 1% is compounded. It doesn't add up, it multiplies. Each small improvement builds on the previous one. It's like compound interest, but applied to your life. The problem is that most people quit because the 1% is invisible. You don't see it. The first day you decide to improve 1%, nothing dramatic happens. The first week, neither. The first month, you barely notice a difference. And that's where most people give up. Because we live in a culture of instant gratification, where if we don't see results in a week, we assume it's not working. But great changes are not evident at the beginning. They're evident at the end. It's like planting bamboo. The first 5 years you see nothing, absolutely nothing. But in the 6th year, it grows 30 meters in 6 weeks. Did it grow in 6 weeks? No. It grew for 5 years underground, building roots. Now think about this. How many times have you started something and abandoned it because you didn't see immediate results? How many times have you thrown in the towel in week 2, in month 1, just before the compound effect began to work its magic? Most people are 3 months away from changing their lives, but they quit at 3 weeks. And then they complain that nothing works. Nothing works because you don't work. You don't have the patience, you don't have the consistency, you don't have the discipline. You want the result without the process. You want the transformation without the pain. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. Pain is mandatory. Suffering is optional. You're going to feel discomfort anyway. You can feel it growing, or you can feel it stagnating. Choose. Seneca wrote something 2,000 years ago that's still more relevant than any modern motivational post. He said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Read that again. Slowly. Things aren't difficult just because. They're difficult because you never started. That conversation you fear having becomes harder every day you postpone it. That project you avoid becomes more intimidating with each passing week. That decision you fear making becomes heavier each month you drag it. The difficulty isn't in the thing itself. It's in your refusal to face it. And the longer you wait, the bigger the monster in your head grows. Do you know what happens to the version of you that waits for the perfect moment? It grows old waiting. Literally. The years pass, opportunities close, doors shut, and you keep waiting. Waiting to have more money, more time, more energy, more confidence. How much more do you need? How much more do you expect to accumulate before taking the first step? Because here's the brutal irony. You will never feel ready. Never. The version of you that waits to feel ready will die waiting. Those who achieve something don't wait to feel ready. They start and become ready in the process. Competence is built by doing, not waiting. Confidence comes after action, not before. And here comes something that will sound contradictory, but is absolutely true. Change is at the same time the easiest and the hardest thing you will ever do. It's easy because it only requires one decision. Just one. Decide today that you're going to be different and start. That's all. You don't need a 50-page master plan. You don't need to wait for Monday. You don't need to announce it on social media. You just need to do something different today. But it's also the hardest because it requires that you make the same decision tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and the day after that. Change is not an event. It's a process. It's not a single decision. It's 1,000 small decisions repeated until they become who you are. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote about this same concept in his personal journal. He said, "You can choose how things affect you, and you can always choose again. You can always choose again. Every morning you wake up with the power to choose who you're going to be that day." The problem is that most people choose by default, not by design. They let life carry them instead of directing life. And then they're surprised when they end up in places they never consciously chose. Your life right now is the sum of all the small decisions you have made until today. If you don't like where you are, change the decisions. It sounds simple because it is. It isn't easy, but it is simple. Now let me directly attack something you're probably thinking. But my situation is different. You don't understand my circumstances. I have obstacles that others don't. Yes, you have obstacles. Everyone does. But the obstacles aren't the problem. Your relationship with the obstacles is. There are people who have achieved extraordinary things from far worse places than yours. There are people who have built empires from poverty, who have healed from terminal illnesses, who have succeeded after losing it all. Were they special? No. They were determined. They turned obstacles into fuel instead of excuses. And here's the crucial difference. Obstacles stop those who look for reasons to stop, but they propel those who look for reasons to continue. You decide which group you're in. The reality is this. In 365 days, you will be in a completely different place. The question isn't whether you will change, because you will change anyway. Time passes, cells renew, nothing stays static. The question is in which direction you'll change, because you can be 365 days closer to the life you want, or 365 days farther. You can be building or destroying. There's no middle point. Neutrality is an illusion. Every day you don't move forward, you go backward because everyone else is moving forward. The world doesn't stop because you decide to press pause. It keeps turning, it keeps moving, and if you don't move with it, you fall behind. And here comes the most brutal part of all. You cannot change your past. It's done. All those decisions you made, all those opportunities you let slip, all those years you lost, they're gone. They don't return. You can cry over them. You can regret them. You can torture yourself mentally, replaying every mistake, but they won't change. The past is immovable. But the ending you can change. You can change how this story ends. Think of any great movie, any great book. The story may start in a dark place. The protagonist may make terrible mistakes in the second act. He may lose everything in the climax. But the ending redeems it. The ending gives meaning to everything that came before. Your story is still being written. You have the power to change the ending. But to change the ending, you need to do something radical. You need to show yourself who you can become. Not others, yourself. Because here's the secret no one tells you. You don't change to impress others. You change to prove to yourself that you can. Every promise you make to yourself and keep is a deposit in the bank of self-confidence. Every promise you make and break is a withdrawal. And most people are bankrupt in self-confidence because they've spent years making promises they don't keep. I'll start Monday. You don't. This year will be different. It isn't. Tomorrow for sure. You don't do it. And each broken promise teaches you not to trust yourself. You become someone even you can't believe in. Epictetus explained it brutally. First decide who you will be, then do what you must do. Most people do the opposite. They do things at random, hoping to discover who they are. But it doesn't work that way. First you decide. You decide you will be someone disciplined. Then you act with discipline. You decide you will be someone brave. Then you do things that scare you. Identity precedes action. You don't wait to feel disciplined to act with discipline. You act with discipline until you become someone disciplined. It's a process of trial and error where you prove to yourself that you are capable. And every time you act consistently with the identity you want to have, that identity solidifies. Here's something no one has probably ever told you. You don't need motivation. Motivation is garbage. It's fleeting, emotional, unreliable. It comes and goes like waves. One day you're motivated, the next you're flat. And you know what? Great achievements aren't built on motivated days. They're built on gray days when you feel nothing and still show up. Those are the days that count. Anyone can work when they're inspired. But working when you're tired, when you're sad, when you don't see the point, that is where those who truly achieve something are forged. Discipline beats motivation every time. Discipline is waking up at the same time even if you don't feel like it. It's doing the work even if no one sees it. It's keeping the commitment even when it costs you. And that is what separates those who talk from those who do. Think about this. If you start today, if you really start today, in 30 days, you'll have built a habit. In 90 days, you'll have transformed part of your life. In 180 days, you'll be unrecognizable. In 365 days, you'll be the person you now only imagine being. But everything, absolutely everything, depends on you starting today, not tomorrow. Today, because tomorrow is the neverland where dreams go to die. Tomorrow is where you deposit all your intentions so they can rot. Tomorrow doesn't exist, only today exists. This moment, this decision. And I know what you're thinking. It's too late for me. I've wasted too much time. I should have started years ago. Listen carefully. The best moment to start was 10 years ago. The second best moment is now. Period. There is no third option. You can lament the time you lost, or you can start recovering it. But you can't do both at the same time. Either you cry over what you didn't do, or you build what you will do. Choose. And choose quickly, because every second you spend deciding is a second you're not moving forward. There is a question you should ask yourself every night before going to sleep. Did I do something today that brings me closer to who I want to be? One single thing. You don't need to change the world in a day. You need to do one thing. Read one page. Write one paragraph. Make one phone call. Take one step. One single thing that makes you 1% better. And tomorrow, something else. And the day after, something else. And in a year, you'll have done 365 things. And those 365 small actions will have compounded into something massive. Something you never thought possible. Because the secret of success isn't in grand, dramatic gestures. It's in the small, consistent actions no one sees. Nietzsche wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." What is your why? Why do you want to change? Don't tell me for money or success. Go deeper. What really drives you? Is it proving to someone that they were wrong about you? Is it honoring someone who believed in you when no one else did? Is it simply not wanting to die with the music still inside you? Find that why and cling to it, because there will be dark days. There will be moments when you want to give up. And in those moments, your why is the only thing that will keep you moving. The how is easy. Anyone can teach you techniques and strategies. But the why is yours, personal, unbreakable. Now imagine this. Imagine that a year from now you meet the version of yourself that exists today. Would you be proud? Could you look your current self in the eyes and tell them it was worth it? Or would you have to lower your gaze because you know you wasted another year? Because that is the reality. A year from now, you'll meet that future version of yourself, and that person will be the direct result of what you do or don't do today. So decide now what you want to say to your future self. Decide whether you want to thank them for starting or apologize for not doing it. The final truth, the one that sums everything up, is this: it's never too late to start. But every day you wait is a day you don't get back. Time is the only resource that doesn't renew. It gets spent, and it goes away. And while you're there reading this, deciding whether you're going to do something or not, several minutes have already passed that will never return. The question isn't whether you have time. The question is what you will do with the time you have left. Because we all have the same 24 hours, but some build empires while others build excuses. The difference isn't in the time available, it's in how you use it. So here is your choice. You can close this and go back to your life exactly as it was. You can feel inspired for a few minutes and then forget everything. You can add this to the list of things you consumed and didn't apply, or you can do something different. You can make a decision right now. One small action, 1% of improvement. Not tomorrow, not Monday, now. Because change doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins when you decide you've waited long enough. And that moment, if you're honest, was a long time ago. Don't wait anymore. So here is your choice. You can close this and go back to your life exactly as it was. You can feel inspired for a few minutes and then forget everything. You can add this to the list of things you consumed and didn't apply, or you can do something different. You can make a decision right now. One small action, 1% of improvement. Not tomorrow, not Monday. Now. Because change doesn't begin when you feel ready, it begins when you decide you've waited long enough. And that moment, if you're honest, was a long time ago. Don't wait anymore. A year from now, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember the day you read this. And the question will be, what did you do afterward? Did you move, or did you stay paralyzed? Because that's where the difference lies. And now that we've made it this far, before we continue, I want to present the following to you. Our book, The Formula of Awakening, is now available. Do you feel like there's something inside you that wants to awaken, but you don't know where to start? Then I invite you to transform your way of thinking, and with it, your way of living. Discover who you can become. Start today. The link to get the ebook is in the first pinned comment of this video. Grab your copy now at a great price. With that said, let's continue with the video. Between those who change their lives and those who only talk about changing them, there is an abyss called action. And that abyss is only crossed by taking the first step. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the first step, and then the next, and then the next. That's how everything is built, step by step, day by day, 1% by 1%. The life you want isn't waiting for you. It's not going to arrive by magic. It's not going to fall from the sky because you deserve it. The life you want is built with the decisions you make when no one is watching. It is built in difficult mornings, in lonely nights, in moments where everything in you screams to stop, but you keep going. That is the life worth living. Not the one that comes easily, but the one you earn through effort. The one you build knowing that every stone you place is yours. Every achievement, every step forward, every transformation, all yours, and no one, absolutely no one, can take it away from you. Now go. Start. Prove to yourself that you can. Not for me, not for anyone else. For you. Because you owe it to yourself. Because you've waited long enough. Because a year from now you want to be able to look back and be grateful that today you decided to move.